is there a sense, that Meghan is 100% to blame for Harry's kind of downfall in the royal
Oh,
family?
hell no. No, 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 no. The popular running theory is that Meghan's controlling him. She's the puppet master. She says, he follows. That's it. Oh, hell no. No, 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 no. From day one, I've turned around and I've said they're both as bad as each other. Harry's always had this animosity inside of him against the royal family. It just took meeting Megsy to get it out of him. The two
Mm.
peas in a pod.
Oh, really? Okay, so he's just as bad.
Oh, hell yeah,
It's not
just as
like
bad.
she is 100% controlling him, telling him what to do. I mean, that's kind of the perception in America is that he's just whipped, he's a beta,
No,
he's let her ruin his relationship with his family.
no. It doesn't make sense that he's whipped because he grew up in a scenario whereby whatever he said people had to do, he's a prince. Like, whatever he wanted, he got. So, for him to be whipped, no. No way. Doesn't make sense.
Wow, okay. Do you ever see that relationship getting repaired? I mean, it seems kind of unprecedented. Like, I don't think in my lifetime I've ever seen someone in the royal family, like, make such a departure in that way.
So, um, let me just bring it up here. So, because
Prince Harry's memoir
I
Spare is the
always get them mixed up. So the equivalent that we've got is back in like the 1930s, 1940s, with Edward VIII, when he abdicated the throne and essentially quit the royal family for an American, Wallace Simpson, right? Um, the Harry and Meghan are essentially that, but like 10 times worse. Because where the Edward and Wallace Simpson, they went over to America, kind of lived their life out quietly, this, that, and the other, whatever, right? Yeah, Hazard and Megxie have definitely not done that. So there has been precedent before for something like this, in terms of like someone high level in the royal family completely exiting, quitting, and all that lot. It's just then what's happened afterwards is slightly different.
I think this is pretty funny. Prince Harry's memoir Spare is the most dumped book of the summer with 100 copies left behind by holiday makers in resorts in Spain, Greece, and Turkey.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm not surprised.
The
It's not even worth the paper to wipe my own dumps with, really, in the grand scheme of things. It's absolutely insane. And the update to all of this is that Meghan apparently is very regretful of that book ever coming out and wishes that she had more of a hand in shaping that book and controlling it more.
Really?
Yeah, because of all the backlash that they've had since then. 'Cause
Wow.
that book really was absolutely not received very well in at all. Completely mocked. Part of it debunked actually, but yeah.
Wow, that's
Although
a
to
bit
be fair, I don't really get that rumor only because when the book initially came out, the rumor was that she was fully involved. Like, she really was like, "Yeah, put this in, put this in, put this in, put this in." And now it's like, oh, she's regretting. Yeah, it's PR control. It's a lot of, at the moment, trying to separate Meghan away from Prince Harry publicly and professionally.
wow. And yeah, I was hearing rumors that they're possibly separating or getting a divorce. Do you believe any of that?
Not yet. I'm actually releasing a video later on today, so do stay tuned for it. Not yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, not yet. It's funny you bring that up because I literally, like, recorded a video on this, like, over an hour ago. And so the gist of it is this, and I show the receipts in the video. I do believe they will split up. I do believe they will get divorced. It's only a matter of time, just not yet. Meghan still needs Hazard. She still needs her.
Mhm.
She still needs him. Reason being is because she's only famous and earning money because of who she married and who she's boning. Take Hazard away, she goes into obscurity. No one
And
cares.
and quickly too, because she was a briefcase girl on Deal or No Deal, or what was that the name of the
Yeah, yeah,
show?
yeah.
Yeah, and what is she gonna go back to that? No. She's very bougie now.
Yeah, this and oh, yeah, the Deal or No Deal thing, funny you bring that up because when she did her now cancelled, dumped Archetypes episodes last year, or
Ugh.
the ones that she did do anyway, she turned round and she said that, Deal or No Deal basically treated her like a bimbo, that, they didn't
Oh,
use her for her brain and her intellect, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I'm sorry, lass,
yeah.
but you don't need to be freaking Einstein to look pretty, stand there, and open up a freaking briefcase. Like,
I wish these it's you hear the same story over and over again. I wish I could hear one celebrity woman be like, "Yes, I got this job because I was pretty. It was all I could get at the time. It was a foot in the door. It was a stepping stone. Of course I got it because I was good looking. What did I expect? I was brand new. You have to prove yourself over the years. Like, yes, you get in because you're good looking, but then hopefully you do more. Okay." And to pretend that that is not part of how so many women get their start in showbiz or in acting
it's
is
paying your dues,
ridiculous.
right?
Yes.
It's
That would
paying
be like for
your
me to
dues.
deny, "Oh, yeah, I never did any open mics. I just woke up one day and had 100,000 Twitter followers." Not like this has not been a freaking 13-year journey or whatever. People are ridiculous. And they go, "Oh, I wanna be respected for my brain." It's like, "Okay, Megan." Rumors. Okay, this is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Sources deny rumors of trouble in paradise. Rumors are swirling that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage is on the rocks. Radar Online reported Tuesday that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are taking time apart to heal and
Mm.
rebuild their bond. They're trying to figure out what hit them. Harry doesn't fit in Meghan's tacky Tinseltown world, a source told the outlet, adding that he's hoping to, quote, find himself. However, an insider close to the couple who wed in May of 2018 assures Page Six that any speculation of a breakup is false. It's not true. It's literally made up. Like, why would she ever break up with him? She's not going to do any better.
Not yet. She will, in my opinion. If one book that I recommend everyone to read is by Tom Bower. He is a biographer, does his homework. He released a book, I think it was last year now, called Revenge. And he looks into Meg's past, and there seems to be, allegedly, this kind of pattern where she meets someone who's higher up the ladder, okay, has more clout than her, uses them, and then as soon as she's got more clout than them,
Oof.
discards them. Done, dusted, used them, on to next. I did a video a few weeks back about one such person called Millie McIntosh. As soon as she met Prince Harry, that was it. She was done.
Wow.
She was out, yeah. And so I think the same, allegedly, is gonna happen with Prince Harry. That once she is higher than him, when she has more money than him in her own right, more clout, more fame, more influence, whatever you wanna call it, right? That's when she's gonna press that button and be like, "Right, divorce time." But not yet because she needs him
It's
for
so
what
sad
she
for the
wants
kids, though. I
ultimately.
mean, this does seem like typical Hollywood behavior, but the fact that there are, like, 2 little kids involved, it's sad, but it's nothing new. So I wonder let's take bets, let's see. I'd say they're gonna break up maybe 2025. Is that fair guess?
Yeah, I would even say depending on how quick her agency can get her, um, individual deals in her own right, maybe back end of 2024.
Wow. As we
If they
previously
can get her
reported,
deals, that is.
Harry's planning to return to Africa solo for a new Netflix documentary. Radar Online source says the renegade loyal 38 feels most like himself while on the continent, which he considers his second home. A source added that the Sussexes, who moved to Montecito, California in March of 2020 after stepping back as senior members of the royal family are under tremendous financial pressure to fund their lavish California lifestyle, which includes their $14 million mansion and huge security costs. That stress, coupled with their emotional issues, has likely made their life a living hell. Taking time apart on different continents will hopefully help them find whatever they need to move on. Meanwhile, an anonymous tipster told Dumois that the pair had sold their mansion in Montecito and Harry was living in another place. Why don't they just downgrade? Get an apartment, get a small house. I don't know. There's only 4 of them. They don't need all that. The self-proclaimed curators of pop culture behind the celeb gossip site responded, "Not sure if the house was sold, but heard a couple weeks ago he was trying to stay someplace else." Hmm. Oh God, yeah, I heard the Spotify was such a huge failure that she barely did any of her own podcast episodes, that she would
Yeah.
like pre-record questions and somebody else on her staff would actually interview whoever the episode was with.
And the only ones that she went in for were like the A-list ones.
Ugh.
Yeah. This is the kind of woman we're dealing with here. Oh, yeah. Make no mistake about it at all.
Cloud chaser. Last month, Harry and
Exactly.
Harry and
Exactly. And
Markle.
the thing is, she isn't done yet. She doesn't when you look at what her net worth was before meeting Hazard and Hazard's net worth before meeting Megsy, I mean, he dwarfs her. For her to press that button on the divorce, she needs to be higher than him
Yeah.
before she does it. In her mind, in my opinion, yeah.
Wow, so it was a $20 million deal, their
Yeah.
Archetypes podcast. Uh, oh my god, it's not gonna have a second season. I always laugh when I see that podcasts have seasons. It's like, it's not a show. I mean, it's not like a TV show. At the time, I think that the whole idea of a season of a podcast is to justify when these celebrity types, like, stop doing it or become uninterested. Then they make it the idea of a season makes a pause seem, like, more deliberate. At the time,
Mm.
insiders told us that the couple had struggled to come up with any great ideas. They don't have any ideas, and they're not doing their own interviews. Harry was
Oh,
reported to
this thi this was an idea though from Hazard. This is
Harry
ridiculous.
was reported to have pitched interviews with Trump, Zuckerberg, Putin, Pope Francis, a lineup that allegedly puzzled executives. Like, what do you have to talk about with these guys? In fact, sports podcaster Bill Simmons, one of Spotify's most senior execs, called the prince and the former actress effing grifters in the wake of their canceled contract. Woo!
Yep.
Wow, that's bold
Oh,
and
yeah.
hilarious. The embarrassing ordeal capped a disastrous run of bad PR for the duo, which included their widely mocked claim to have been victims of paparazzi fueled high speed car chase. The Prince controversy, of course, the Spare book, and the twosomes polarizing Harry and Meghan documentary. The hits keep coming for the Sussexes. Meanwhile, royal expert Daniela, wouldn't that be a great job to have? I'm a royal expert. Daniela Elser claimed that Markle, 41, who shares 4-year-old son Archie and 2-year-old Lilibet with Harry, is looking to establish her own brand. This is exactly what you're saying. Establish her own brand and make millions, meaning that for the first time, they are truly on divergent professional paths.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to
Mark my
not need
words.
you.
They've
Thanks.
not split up yet. She needs him still.
Damn. Homegirl should just start her own YouTube channel and just learn the hard way like we did. This is funny too. Harry and Meghan were asked to fly on
Yeah.
US Air Force One with Biden after Queen's funeral, but were denied. And Jill didn't invite Invictus Games to avoid upsetting she didn't attend the Invictus Games to avoid upsetting the royals. So are the Sussexes' attempts to become political players in America faltering? Dun dun dun.
But
Okay,
this is
so
the thing, right? This speaks to the kind of sense of entitlement that she and Prince Harry has. Now, for Prince Harry, it's understandable to a certain point because he was brought up with that sense of entitlement because of his station in life being a prince, right? And now son of the King of England. So I kind of see that. But with Megsy, oh, yeah.
they wanted to ride back to the US on Air Force One after the Queen's funeral, but the request was denied by the White House in case it caused a commotion. Months earlier, first it's so funny for them. It's like, oh yeah, can you give me a ride? But it's on Air
Yeah.
Force One, where it's like us, it's like, can we share an Uber?
Well,
months.
I was kind of thinking the other way, like Megzy and Hazza like calling up president and be like, "Can you Uber us back to America in Air Force One?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
but how
Uh,
they even have the audacity to even think of
to even
asking for
ask.
this. So again, that sense of entitlement that these two have, and they wonder why, people don't like them.
Yeah. Months earlier, First Lady Jill Biden was also invited to attend Harry's Invictus Games, but the idea was killed amid concerns that the royal family may have been offended by her presence there. Both the failed initiatives are understood. I mean, like, neither the Bidens nor Harry and Meghan are in great standing with anybody, I think. Both the failed initiatives are understood to have been part of a campaign by the Sussexes to gain political influence in the U.S. as they settled into life in California. Meghan publicly advocated for the paid family leave to lawmakers on Capitol Hill and worked behind the scenes to connect with the Bidens. Oh God, yeah, she's such a little worm. She just wants to get her little meat hooks in everywhere. Let's see. Yeah, they never look happy. I think they would have been better just to stay with the royal family. I think
Oh
they would have
yeah,
had the most influence there.
yeah. Or this is the thing, right? Even in that scenario, and they still left, like they squandered a big, awesome opportunity that they had, which was, to be popular by using their platform for good, right? For actual charity, to, help people do the route that essentially Princess Diana took when
Right.
she divorced the then Prince Charles, right? Yeah, she did the whole, like, charities for AIDS and then went to Africa, and, put up a lot of awareness about the landmine problem that was still going on at the time. Like, she was well beloved, partly in due because of her charity work even after the royal family. If Megxie and Hazard chose that route and did that, and still
Right.
then earned a little bit on the side because they need to pay for security in the house and all that, I think we'd be looking at a totally different story here. But they
Yeah.
had to play the victim, and they had to demonize the royal family and the British public. The one thing that I think they failed to understand is this is an institution that's been going on for, like, about 1,000 years. You really think that you're gonna try and take down you're gonna take down an institution that's lasted over 1,000 years by playing the "wah" card?
Right.
Like,
And
what?
obviously Megan, it's the whole reason why, okay, oh, we can get popular from a total outsider's perspective. It's like, okay, Megan is the reason that they think they can get popular and blow up and become huge celebrities in America. But we go, like the typical American looks at them and go, wow, you were dealt a pretty good hand. And you just basically said, like, fuck you.
Yeah,
You know, we're unappreciative. So it's like, why would we care about anything you have to say if you had this great life? Uh, you don't have to worry about, like, working yourself to death. You're not stuck on a 40-hour a week dead end job. It's like you can do whatever you want. Your whole life is gonna be paid for, uh, and you're just gonna
uh-uh.
be like, "No, fuck you guys." Like, not everyone has the perfect family. Like, of course, there's problems there, but Americans are not going to accept you because you're already coming off looking extremely entitled and arrogant and disrespectful.
So, this is the thing, right? When you're in the royal family, it's work. No, no, make no mistake about it, it is work. So, you've gotta do the appearances, you've gotta do the charity work. There's a lot involved, um, because the royal family is partially funded by the British taxpayer,
Right.
and so they have to give back, in certain ways. And I think what happened is Megxie thought that she knew it all. She thought she knew what she was getting herself in for, thinking, I'm from Hollywood, this, that, and the other. Well, Hollywood, this, that, and the other. I'll be able to handle the royal family, blah, blah, blah. And then when she got into royal family thinking that it was going to be a walk in the park and that she'd be waited on hand and foot,
Right.
it was a case of, oh, no, that's not the reality. No, girl, you have to work for this privileged life. She didn't
Yeah, it's
like
basically like you're signing up to work for a corporation, and that is the royal family. You have to everywhere you go, you're representing them. You're not just gonna be,
correct.
waited on hand and foot.
Yeah. And she saw the reality of it, didn't like it, in my opinion, and that's when the shiz started to hit the fan.
This is exactly what you're talking about. In the lead up to the memorial service, Harry and Meghan were disinvited from a pre-funeral reception at Buckingham Palace, where King Charles and Queen Camilla welcomed foreign royals and world leaders, including the Bidens. The palace described the reception as for working members of the royal family.
There
Harry and
you
Meghan
go.
are said to have been left baffled by that decision. Like, are they really so surprised?
Yeah, the royal family is gonna let those two on the balcony after all the mud that they've slung at them. Yeah, you're welcome. Open arms. Come on the balcony. Share the limelight. Don't think so. If they did that, there'd be an absolute uproar from British public. That's for sure. Because the polls at the time that were being held, the overwhelming majority was do not let them on that balcony. Do not
Wow.
let them have any kind of center stage whatsoever. We don't want them. They're less
These
popular than Prince Andrew, and that's saying something.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that
like no
really is
joke.
saying a lot. Well, he's kept a of extremely low profile. Like he's pretty much disappeared from the public eye. The U.S. government pays for all official trips, like the Bidens travel to London, but Harry and Meghan are not American officials. Biden pays for his children and grandchildren to ride the plane. Democratic Party pays for any travel. Yeah, so that would have been a bad look to have Harry
Yeah.
and Meghan on Air Force One. Oh my god. She's like Jill's like, "Look, I have enough to do making sure, wiping the oatmeal off Joe's lips, okay? I can't be having extra drama." Wow, they've made multiple attempts for the Sussexes to join forces with the Bidens. So slimy. They have, like, nothing of value. They would have been best served just staying with the royal family, doing as the best they can within that frame, within those I don't know. It's just not gonna get any better. It's a bad look.
No. And what's gonna happen is when they do get divorced, Prince Harry is gonna come back to UK. He's gonna come back to the royal family, but the royal family can never 100% trust him ever again. He has
Mhm.
disclosed private conversations, private scenarios, just in his book alone with Spare, right? So they're gonna treat him then like Prince Andrew. Put him in
Wow.
corner. He exists, but we're sweeping him under carpet. He exists, but he's not heard, that kind of thing.
Wow. It
That's how
it's
they'll deal with him.
it's so funny how honest this Spotify guy is about Harry and Meghan. Like,
Yeah.
he called them effing grifters, and then I have to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try to help him with the podcast idea. It's one of my best stories. Fuck them, the grifters. Harry and Meghan, meanwhile, they're blaming their situation on bad luck, world events, and unfortunate timing, including, of course, COVID and the death of the Queen. The word is that they think they've been really unlucky, but it's believed the Sussexes saw the Bidens as an ally in their attempt to establish their brand post-Megxit.
The thing is, though, I did a video on that as well, where they were blaming COVID, the Queen, and all this lot, and even Prince Philip. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. When it comes to COVID, you cashed in
Mhm.
by doing the Vax concert and raising all that money for extra vaxes to improve your standing, to improve their image, their PR look, right? When it comes to Queen Elizabeth, they went to the Diamond Jubilee last year. They were centre stage, they were there for limelight, they were there. And then with Prince Philip, at the time that he went into hospital, um, which was the year of the Oprah interview, it was around about the time that they did that Oprah interview that it was filmed. And once he was released from hospital, there was an article that said that allegedly Meghan wasn't going to postpone the Oprah interview, that it was going to go ahead as planned because it had nothing to do with Prince Philip whatsoever. So they're blaming now allegedly Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth, and COVID for all their issues and their career fails. But at the time, they were using them to try and get a career and be successful, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
It's like they'll blame everything but themselves.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.